Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to, again, the third episode of the Renegade Roundtable on Revolution Radio. I'm Jeff Kirby. We've got Caleb.
Howdy.
We got Stone. And we got me. How are we doing tonight on this terrific Thursday, or whatever the hell you want to call it?
I think it's Thursday for sure, yeah.
No, it's reopening day. That's what it is.
Or is it also Catfish Day as well?
Take my Twitter away.
Dum dum, or whatever. What is the noise that Law and Order make?
Dun dun.
Dun dun. Yeah, that's what.
If anybody knows that, it's me.
What's up, Jared? I see you in the comments. Obviously, let us know how are you guys doing tonight in the comments. Let us know. We'll be keeping track of the comments throughout the show, as always. Let's get started.
Let's do this.
We've got hockey talk. Hockey talk.
Well, we've got hockey talk. I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't know what you're going to talk about.
I'm going to sit here and I'm going to ramble out random names and hope that I know what the hell I'm talking about. And next thing you know, I'm going to be talking about, should Sidney Crosby be traded for Alex Ovechkin or some dumb stuff like that? Obviously, that's not going to happen.
You know what? Hang up. I'm off. You know what? I got to go. That's what I got to do. I'm out.
I need to go to a more reputable show.
Obviously, yes, I am joking. But yeah, we do have some hockey talk, and it's mostly
Kirby's a catfish, as in he's not really a fan of anything Pittsburgh if he says something that crazy ever again.
Well, I'm not a couple of individuals, but dun. We will keep that there. So yeah, this obviously will be carried by those two. I'll try to chime in when I can, just to make it sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about. But over the course of time, I will know more. Coming soon. We have the NHL Expansion Draft coming up.
Yeah, July 21st, the Seattle Kraken will be making their picks.
So from information that I have found so the rules to this are you can keep or you can protect 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and 1 goalie.
Or
what, is it 8 skaters?
Or 8 skaters. So say you wanted to keep like 4 or 5 defensemen, that's more than 3. So you'd go with the 8 skaters instead of 3 defensemen, 7 forwards.
Okay. See, I'm learning.
Yeah, you're getting there.
We've already learned so much.
Yeah. And then obviously
the Penguins will not be going with the 8 skaters option.
Right.
That's for sure.
And obviously, first and second year players are protected automatically, so we do not have to worry about any of those guys being selected in this expansion draft. And it's also, is it 1 goalie from each team that's outside of the Golden Knights? That's what I heard.
Yes.
Okay.
You protect one of your goalies on your roster.
Okay, so we all...
Which is going to be an argument on its own, but...
Right. So, as of right now, from research that I saw, it kind of became a controversy of Jeff Carter versus Jared McCann.
Well, here's the thing. It's not a controversy. It's Jared McCann.
Okay.
Okay.
I from a little bit of the research that I saw, there's one argument that I can make with that. So you have Jeff Carter, who's 36 years old. He has 1 year left on his contract. Do you hope that Seattle does not want a seasoned vet, or do you hope? And because remember, there was someone. What was his name? That was big for Derek Engelland or whatever his name is. There was someone like that who was big for Vegas when they were trying to...
Everybody was big for Vegas.
Well, I'm saying there was someone who was in a similar situation to what Jeff Carter is. He was a 36-year-old vet and went and became a huge part of that team in their inaugural season. And you wonder, is that going to be this? Could that be the same for Jeff Carter, or do you go for someone like Jared McCann, who's 26 and And like it seems Caleb's made up his mind already.
Before we even get into that, though, you have to understand I'm not going to be happy with anybody leaving. I mean, I think that's the thing, and I don't know if Caleb feels the same way. When you have so many big players, Caleb left. He's mad.
Something happened. Hold on, guys. Something. Yeah.
Let's get Jared back.
Yeah, we'll have to get Jared back. So, but in the meantime, I'm gonna have to edit this out because obviously I don't know what happened with Caleb. So give us 1 second. Let me edit this out. This is live, ladies and gentlemen. This is 100% live. I don't know what the hell is going on, but yeah, let me get us edited back out, and then we will. Yeah, so if you're watching, bear with us. We don't know what the hell is going on. But yeah, let me get us edited, and then me and Stone will try to continue this conversation of this Penguins expansion. As you can tell, I am very off today.
Well, we gotta get Caleb back because this is his. He's been waiting for this.
Yeah.
So.
What's up, Marcus? I see you in the comments as well.
Marcus.
Yeah, obviously, I apologize, guys, for that. I don't know what was going on. We're going to wait and see if we could get Caleb back in here. But in the meantime, like I said, I guess it kind of becomes a controversy of who do you want between Jeff Carter and Jared McCann on who you want to protect.
And I agree with you in a sense because it's like, I mean, people were really mad when we got Carter. They were mad about it. They were like, we don't want him. He's old, blah, blah, blah. And he came out and he put on a great show. You know what I mean? He was a presence. He was making moves. I mean, he succeeded everything that we thought he was going to.
Right.
And so now it's like, okay, now that he's capable of that, he also is older.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another, is he going to be able to perform that way another year?
Yeah.
So do we protect him? Or do we not and risk it so we can protect somebody else?
Right. Because wasn't Jeff Carter, he signed, what was it, a big deal with what was it, Calgary? It was in like 2011.
I'm not sure.
I think it was in 2011 he signed a deal with Calgary, and then he became he's obviously now a Penguin. If I'm not mistaken, or if I'm wrong, let us know in the comments. I have no clue. Like I said, I do not know.
We're no Caleb.
Yeah, well, I also don't know anything about hockey. I'm just going off of what I've read in the 4 hours that I had before the show today. But, yeah, I saw that, and that was interesting as well. And then it also goes back to, how does the GM feel about the situation? Is he in win now mode? If he is, then that might change on who do you want to go. Maybe you decide to keep the grizzled vet and Jeff Carter over Jared McCann. It's a interesting situation with how you want to handle things.
We're gonna lose an asset no matter what we do, because I mean we have a very deep team,
right?
And I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time,
right?
Because it's like, yeah, we have this great stacked team. I mean, other than Jari, but whatever. And, we have all these great players and these people that have this potential to be phenomenal. So what do you do? What do you do with that information?
We're getting, I think we're going to be getting Kayla back here in a couple seconds. So bear with us, guys. And then we'll have to do a little bit of more editing, and then we'll be back. Yep, there we go. Kayla, what the hell happened?
So my power took the worst possible time to just randomly quit and turn everything off on me.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, give us 1 second. Let me get us back because it doesn't allow me to hide the editing on the program we're using. So give me 1 second. I'll get us back going.
Let Jeff play Photoshop. And
yeah, we'll play Photoshop here. And yeah, I mean, it shows that we are actually human and not a catfish either.
We are not catfish.
So this will help us out tremendously as well. Yeah, I should pause this for a second, but I just want everyone to see that we're actually live.
It's too late. You can't go back now.
Yeah, you can't go back on it. You got to just roll with it.
Yeah, we're
good.
But
one thing I'm not gonna roll with is Jeff's comment about how we should be going in win now mode, because you would be going in win now mode no matter what you do, right? You don't protect Jeff Carter because he's an aging veteran he's gonna retire after the end of this season anyway. So Seattle's not gonna risk taking him. So you're wasting a spot by picking him. You're
How do you know though?
Okay, so then Seattle does pick him then, right? But then we get to keep Zach Aston-Reese, Bluger, and Tanev on the same line together. Okay, you gotta go with Bluger as that fourth line center, because a center is something that we have struggled with for years to try to find decent third and fourth line centers. We have a really good one in Teddy Bluger. We can't let him go, and they're not. And so what? They take Jeff Carter. We can then we're gonna lose a good player anyway. That's what Hextall came out and said. So. The 7 that we should keep is Crosby, Malkin, because they have no move clause. We got Gensel, Rust, Kapanen, McCann, and Bluger. That should be who we keep, and that should be what Hextall is going to go with, and that's probably what he will go with.
What do you think about the Mustard Man? How do you feel about him?
Who?
Yeah, Jeff said who? See, here's the thing. He's got a big contract, okay? So if someone is going to want to take on that contract, I mean, what is it? What is it here?
Who are we talking about?
Yeah, but he's a beast, though. I mean...
Yeah, he's a beast, but who would you rather have, McCann or Tanev?
I mean, if you want my honest opinion, nobody's going to like it, so I don't know.
Okay, but if you're trying to win Stanley Cup playoff games, which... I don't know if the Penguins are trying to win that, but
he had 139 hits.
I mean, I do see a case for that too, because Hextall is a bigger, heavier, physical style play.
He's like the perfect amount of aggressive without being violent.
See, I absolutely love watching that guy, and I'm gonna miss watching him when he goes to Seattle. But we gotta protect.
Get out,
McCann over
Get
Tanev.
out. I think your power is going to turn off again. Bye.
This is great. I could enjoy this kind of conversation knowing damn well I don't know what the hell we're talking about, but we do know Marcus knows what he's...
You think you're an effing sheriff, and you're not. So get out.
The real question is, which defenseman are you going to protect?
What?
I am so lost. I am a lost puppy right now.
Greatest T-shirt ever.
Kirby is like, who's the sheriff and why are they here?
Yeah, listen, I am just here at this point. I am at the point where, I got dragged here. But obviously...
It's like your mom made you go to the grocery store with you and now you're just here, right?
No, when I was younger, what I used to do is at Giant Eagle, when we used to go, I used to always ask when I was younger if I could go in the eagle's nest to go and play with the toys and stuff. Half the time it never worked.
Yeah. Jeff, did you watch that Clippers-Suns game last night?
I did not. I was at work, but I did see I saw some of the stuff that was going on. Obviously, Patrick Beverley is a clown. We all know that.
Okay, time out. That Patrick Beverley shoving Chris Paul, that's why we love Brandon Tanev.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that is why we love Brandon Tanev.
So is that
because Stone chooses violence.
So did I just set you up perfectly?
Yes.
Good.
That's why we love Tanev. We.
Uh-oh.
As a whole group.
We. Coming up here in a little bit. We. Not the gaming system, but we. We'll get into that.
Not French.
We. W-E, not W-I-I. It's not sponsored, by the way, Nintendo. But if you want to pay us, hit our email at Renegade Roundtable at gmail.com.
At gm.com /H2O
/catfish / Marcus says everyone is a catfish.
Mustard Man.
/ I know Sidney Crosby. That's about it.
Great.
Pretty soon.
Great.
Hey, give me a week. I'll know 2 players. Well, actually, I know what. How do you pronounce this? Is it Jari? Is that how?
Jari.
Tristan Jari.
Jari is a dumpster fire.
I was gonna say
And
that was another question.
That's the hill that I will die on.
I was gonna say that's another question. Is he a guy that you possibly let?
He's got to go.
Bye.
He's got to go. Y'all can have him. I'll put a bow on top of him. Enjoy.
Christmas in July is coming up. Wait, when did you say the expansion draft was, Caleb?
July 21st.
Oh, damn.
Christmas in July.
I was gonna say, damn. Well, I guess you get a late Christmas present.
Well, see, here's the thing. The last expansion draft, when Vegas did it, their GM was like asking for picks and other stuff, so that way he would pick the player that a team wanted. Well, now, so that they can kind of like game the system and help out their team for adding 2 or 3 players instead of just one. But now both Hextall and what's the dude's name? The GM for Seattle have all come out and kind of said that this year they're kind of swaying away from it, and there will be no picking a player.
They said that it'd be hard to get away with that again because it's already been done and they already admitted that they did it, and so it'd be kind of hard for everyone to fall for it again.
Yeah, so it's not happening this year, so there will be no like, hey, we'll give you a couple of picks, take Tristan Jarry and DeSmith from us, and we'll just roll with Maxim Legacy and
take anybody here. We'll pull these random folks off the street.
Dude, I want that Zamboni driver from Toronto. Let's give him a contract.
Because Jari was just, and you can say what you want about his season. That's great. But when it came time for it to matter, I don't know what happened to him. Like, there had to have been something personal or because he fell apart. He crushed.
You got to remember, too, he had a really good season, but if he ever had any issues, you had DeSmith there to back him up. It was a very good season on their tandem. You roll into the playoffs, and it's just him. That's like a whole – not only the level of your first full playoff series, but then there's nobody else. It's just you. And they knew in the locker room that DeSmith wasn't coming back for the playoffs.
There were so many times where I was like, just put Maxim in. Just put him in because I would rather have that than anything else at this point. He can't be worse.
Even just to shake up Jari's confidence,
Yeah.
And the thing is, we were in the series, and that's what just really ticks me off. That bonehead Marc-Andre Fleury level play in overtime, misplaying the puck.
Let's be careful about the Fleury slander, all right? Let's tread lightly with that.
Time out. Not Fleury. You mean Vezina winning.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Don't be careful with what you say about that, all right?
I just saw in what Caleb said in the group chat when he said y'all are speaking blasphemy. Sir, I speak blasphemy regardless of whether I know what the hell I'm talking about or not. Blasphemy
we don't
at
stand
this point
for
is my middle
flowers,
name.
slander in this house, you guys, all right?
Let's see. I can't talk bad about Fleury. Can't talk bad about Tanev. Is anybody else?
Gino. We don't stand for Gino slander.
Well, there is nothing bad to say about him. If you say something wrong about him, you're just wrong.
Say that to the social media. They were like, but he was all messed up. He had a broke knee for half the time and came out and was like, I'm coming to the playoffs, and everyone was like, but it was pitiful.
What I love about that is all these people who are complaining about his skating ability probably can't skate on ice skates even if you let him out there.
I can't skate on ice skates, so I find that offensive, first of all. But anyways. No, but it's the same thing that we always talk about. People are like, I can do that better. Well, I'll be waiting for your contract to come in the mail. Thank you.
Mine is supposed to come in through FedEx tomorrow, so.
Yeah.
Except the moment I put on my ice skates. All
right.
I think
Kirby, who are you going to keep?
Who am I going to keep?
Who are you going to protect? I want to hear who Kirby's going to protect.
I want to hear your protected list. I want to hear your protected list.
I only have I don't have it all.
He's like the penguin, the animal, need to protect that in danger.
The whole city of Pittsburgh, protect for sure. We're going to just protect the color yellow.
Okay, yeah. Also gold, because you can use them in tandem. All right.
We're good.
But it's gold. It's not yellow.
We will protect the letter P.
Well, the color is actually yellow, but
we will protect the color P or the letter P, not the color
not
P.
The color P.
We're a mess around here. We're a mess.
We must protect the color P at all costs.
At this point, we might as well just meme that. Oh, it is 6:20, but by the time this show ends at 7 o'clock, by 7:15, that'll already be on Twitter from Stone.
We're all sober, too. So.
Yeah, we're all sober, which obviously...
This is just normal stuff.
This is just normal shenanigans. We're all only on the 3rd episode of the Renegade Roundtable on Revolution Radio. This is just nuts.
It's just going to get insane.
All right, so you got 4. What else are you going to protect?
Yes.
You got to...
So we're going
to... We got to protect PNC Park. We're keeping
PNC
that.
Park, yep. Heinz Field is the automatic.
Sheets. I want to protect Sheets.
I'll think about that. I'll have to speak to
No,
my
it's
other
not.
agent.
It's not up for
there's-
debate.
There's no Sheet slander going on in here. No Tanev, no Fleury, no Malkin, no Sheets.
No TJ
Are you
Watt.
telling me no, or are you telling
No, I'm
Kirby?
talking to Jeff.
Oh, okay.
No TJ Watt slander either.
Okay, agreed. Everyone agrees on that.
Yeah.
No Chase
That's
Claypool
just
slander.
understood. Agreed.
Maybe
No
Trump.
Juju slander.
No Juju slander.
No Ben slander.
Uh,
We're not going to slander him.
I
might
be opposed to that one because I will
him.
I will slander if needed.
You're pathetic.
Are you sure? I'm pathetic.
Get out.
Maybe
Get
I'm
out.
just being a realist here.
You want to protect the color P, so you don't get to talk anymore. Get out. I'm in charge now. I'm in charge.
So we Hunter Homistick said, I mean, black and gold or black and yellow. It is the color P. You weren't wrong.
This is a whole conversation we could go down on the color of P. But anyways, with my background, I don't want to talk about it because we'll be here for 3 hours. Anyways,
Hey, at least
your P shouldn't be yellow, honestly. But
so at this point, we've turned the show into an anatomy show, so we might as well talk. So
what's next?
We. So,
All right.
So this is Stone. I'll let you take this one over.
I don't want to lead this because I choose violence. So
Well, we're choosing violence today. We might as well. So
okay. So for me, I think we can say we, but you need to ride or die with that. It's we when we win. It's we when we lose. It's we all the time. If you're gonna say we, you better say that every day, all day. I don't care.
Remind the viewers of what exactly you're talking about, because it's
When fans say we, they especially, they're like, oh well, we won. We won.
What are
we
doing?
did this,
or what are we like when something bad happens, when there's a bad play on 2nd and 12, we say, what the hell are we doing?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Marcus says
Exactly.
violence indeed.
Always, violence is always turned all the way up.
violence
you know how I
is
am.
always the option.
Always. It's the only option.
I was gonna say it's the only option.
I have 2 emotions: asleep and violence.
Hey, I didn't say an option. I said the option.
Oh, okay.
Or you can have the other option of violence violence while you're sleeping.
Yes, that's true.
But
I think I think you can say it. It's fine, but stand by it. Say if you're gonna say it all the time.
I heard a reaction every time I would say what are we doing? I always hear, what are you, the owner of the team? Like it's
Well, then in that case, I'm gonna say something like a little bit more, personal for me. Going through COVID and dealing with the stuff that I had to deal with, kind of the only thing that kept me kind of going was football. So it was something for me to look forward to. So it became a lot more than just a game. It was something that I was excited about. It was something, you know
Right.
what I mean? It was like my little break from all the chaos that was going on. And so when people are like, oh, it's just a game, or, oh, you're not a part of the team. If you don't let me have my piece, I swear to you, I will choose the biggest needle to give you this shot with. Don't mess with me.
I think also, when you say that case, it's, in your case, football is, when we say we're a big part of it. Us as the fan base, in good ways and bad ways, we're a big part of this whole thing because we are the viewers. We're the one that that the players are entertaining, quote unquote.
And it brings people together. I mean, I would have never met you guys if it wasn't for football.
Right.
And I mean, we are the reason that our team even stays and is there.
If there were no fans, there would be no sport.
There was no we in St. Louis.
You don't have to do them like that.
Nah, I'm just messing. It's the Cardinals fans that drive me nuts. Okay.
See, for you, it's the Cardinals fans that drive you nuts. For us, it's Minnesota Twins fans. For us Indians fans.
Can't relate.
We get so annoyed by Minnesota.
For me, it's when they're out of hot dogs.
You said what?
What?
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I said for me, it's when they're out of hot dogs. I mean, I don't.
Oh, I've never had that situation because, well, hey, I don't. When I'm at a baseball game, I'm mostly getting nachos.
You got to get nachos and a hot dog and a pretzel.
See, the pretzels for me is I have to be in a mood for a pretzel. I have typically what I do is at Progressive
Who are
Field.
You?
Jeffrey B. Kirby II.
Gross.
No, typically what I do is there's a burger at Progressive Field. It's called the All-American Cheeseburger. Oh, my Lord. It is the best.
It is amazing.
You guys are making me hungry.
See, when I go to a baseball game, I go right on the concourse, just up behind first base, and I get myself a nice Pittsburgher sandwich from Permani's, and I go sit down in my seat because PNC Park is the best.
See, it's a stadium I have not been to. I want to go. I want to see the view. I want to be able to sit in a seat and just look at the view, because I've only been to Pittsburgh twice. I've driven through it once, and then I was there once for the first year of the Steelers Fan Fest that they had in 2017 at Heinz Field. That was a cool experience, but other than that, I've never been to Pittsburgh, so that's something that's going to change this year.
Well, I want to know how you guys feel about we.
See, I like it, but I feel like there's different levels of it, right? So say you're a fair weather fan, right? And you don't care when your team's losing. I don't want to hear you say we when they finally do something good. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't, just like what you said, Sona, if it wasn't we when you were bad, it's not we when you're good. And I'm okay with you saying we. I mean, we're the ones buying the jerseys. We're the one buying the hats. We're the ones buying the tickets. We're the ones supporting. We're the people who care. That's how you can say we. If I just picked up, say, oh, I'm going to be a fan of some random team and just was like, you know what? I'm going to start saying it's I'm not going to pick up the Seattle Kraken and start saying we, okay? My we is the Penguins. That's the team I follow. That's the team I care about. Your we can't change every year. Your we is you say we and your we has to stay. That's it. You can't change unless you transfer colleges and then you can say we to a different team.
Yeah. But or if you follow a specific player, that's one thing to wish them well. But, it's still, the Steelers are still my team. Just because somebody leaves doesn't mean that I wish them ill will, but that's not my new team. You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, I'm not going to switch teams just because that's my favorite player.
Right.
This is my team.
I tend to think we see that a lot in the NBA. Obviously, me and Caleb are from Cleveland. We know this all. We understand this the best when it comes to LeBron. LeBron comes back to Cleveland. Everyone is the biggest Cavs fan in the world, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's coming to Cleveland. Everyone is buying their jerseys. And then he leaves, and then those people are now in LA. They're all, quote-unquote, Laker fans.
And being in Cleveland now is one of the biggest reasons why I can't stand people who say we. Because, if you didn't say we back when you had Johnny Manziel and you were a disaster of a team or, one of your millions of quarterbacks, don't say we now. If you didn't care then, don't say we now. If you didn't care when LeBron left and you swore off the Cavs and you were a Heat fan, Okay, you can't say we to the Heat and then come back and say we to the Cavs. You're
Right.
a Cavs fan. You can be a Heat fan, but you're a fan. You're not we. Your we is one team.
Mm-hmm.
Basketball sounds exhausting.
I think we tend to see that a lot with the younger generation.
Yeah.
We see that, and I agree with something that you said, Caleb, too, is a lot of, and we've seen this now a lot with Browns fans, where there was not, I mean, I will hate to admit it, but I will when I have to. When you have a real fan, like my closest friends are actual, like I could say they were legit real fans. They are a part of the we community. They could say in Cleveland, they were around for 0-16. My friend was having season tickets during 1-15 and 0-16 during that time. So those fans, if you're not obnoxious, I can respect you because I know you actually went through 20 years of purified hell. But if you were someone who was rooting for a different team and now all of a sudden you're coming out as a Browns fan because they're starting to become good, well, not even that fan base is going to respect you because they're going to say, where the hell were you then?
You weren't there for the struggle.
Yeah, if you're not there for you got to be there for the good and the bad. You got to. We were there for the good of last year when we started off 11-0, but we were also there for the bad when stuff hit the fan down the road. We've been there through good seasons and we've been there through bad seasons. That's how you have to be as a fan.
And I feel that right now with my Pirates. Okay, worst team in baseball last year. Probably the second worst this year. Okay, and I'm still wearing the jersey.
But they're moving on up. They're second worst now. They're not.
We're making progress. I don't know if we're making progress. I just think that Arizona has completely tanked and is the
next
worst
year.
team
You
in
guys might be
baseball.
the third worst. You never know.
Next year we're going to be fifth. We're moving up.
So.
And Caleb's going to be there.
Overall, Pittsburgh has the third worst record in baseball.
Who's below us right now? Arizona
and Baltimore.
Oh, well, Baltimore just lives at the bottom, so.
Yeah.
Sounds about right. But
and then I got to get into I got a little bit I might have to get into with the Indians later on the Jeff Kirby project, which you could catch at 8 p.m. as well.
But while you're talking about Browns fans, can I get something off of my chest for a second and say that
go right ahead.
I'm so sick of seeing them come in here and they're like, but we beat y'all. Okay, you know what? Stop. Okay. Yes, you beat us in that game. All right.
Congratulations. You finally did something.
I'm glad you showed up finally. It's been forever, and it's fine. But then if we mention how many Super Bowls we won, they're like, stop living in the past. Let me explain something to you. You won that game last season. That's now considered the past.
What's funny is I see Browns fans, they'll say, stop living in the past, Steeler fans. But then I remember seeing Browns fan post screenshots of when they beat us in 1985 when they blew us out or something. First off, most of you guys were probably not alive during that time, and B, you just became a hypocrite because you claim that us Steeler fans can't do that, but then you do the same thing, and it's not even for Super Bowls. You do that for regular season games.
They had a coin made saying that they beat us in a wild card. Stop. You look sad, okay?
Yeah. Michael
That's
said
the definition
it best.
of a participation trophy.
Michael said it best in the comments. He said, I don't/won't accept Brown slander until they actually make a Super Bowl. Until then, sit down, children.
Thank you. When you make a special coin because you won a wild card game,
it's
cool.
See, this is what I think about it. Browns fans will tell you you're living in the past with your Super Bowls and your winning records, but in that same breath, tell you about all the championships they won back in the 40s.
Yeah, they're probably living in the past because their hands are so heavy from dragging all those rings around. But anyways,
even those championships, 4 of them were minor league championships before they were even in the NFL. and 4 of them were the equivalent of winning the NFC Championship game, which if we're going to talk conference championship games, we have 8 of them. So,
well, let's not only look
Tell
at
him,
that, let's
Caleb.
look at this too of even it, and I always hear, you can't talk about a Super Bowl you weren't alive for. Okay, that's fine. I've still got to witness my team go to 3 Super Bowls and win 2. We have more Super Bowl wins than you do. We have the equal amount of Super Bowl wins than you do total playoff appearances in my lifetime. So sit down. We are still the daddy of the AFC North.
We will let you know when you can talk.
Until then, go back to your corner.
I just keep telling people that even a blind squirrel finds a nut every 20 years or so.
I have a coworker at one of my work or at my job that says that every squirrel sometimes gets a nut.
See, it was
I like
getting
too
on
much.
it was
cannot.
getting on my nerves with like all the different like Cleveland fans who are just everywhere now and like, oh, your team stinks, your team stinks. So I looked it up. Did you know that Pittsburgh has a record of 142 wins, 102 losses, and 19 ties across all sports against Cleveland? 40 more wins against Cleveland than Cleveland has with us, and we're 6-1 in the playoffs against them, like all time, any sport, any professional franchise. It would take them, at the pace the Indians and the Pirates play each other and the Steelers and Browns play each other, it will take them 16 and a half years of winning every single matchup before they're better than Pittsburgh.
Well, you heard it here. We'll see you in 16 and a half years and readdress the situation.
And at that point, it's going to be even longer because, let's be honest.
And we still won't have the show together by then. Anyway.
No, let's be honest, Jeff. The Indians are still going to lose 2 out of 3 to the Pirates every time they play them. So
We got a fan of Stone saying, "Yay, Ash." So Stone has a nice fan in the chat. So
I got plenty of fans. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any fans. Nobody actually likes me. They're all just, nobody wants me to find out any information about them because I, hunt catfish in my spare time now.
So are you gonna put that in your bio now? Part-time detective.
Yes. So if anybody needs me to hunt down a catfish, send us an email at Renegade Roundtable, and send us your story like you would on the show Catfish, and we will investigate.
Yeah. Dun dun.
It'll take me all about 3 seconds to find out that it was a catfish because that's how long that took. And
at that point, that's just hilarious.
what?
The whole catfish situation. That's just.
It was way too easy. It was way too easy.
That's kind of sad at that point too.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be more work than that. I was a little disappointed
Yeah.
because I had gotten prepared. I had snacks and everything, and I was all set up, and then it just happened. And it was the memes though that have come for that are hilarious.
So we have 2 now in the span of 9 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Steeler Nation. I guess we have the most catfish out of all the. So that's something else that we're beating the Browns at. Take note. We have the most catfish.
Oh, good Lord.
If you're a grown adult and you search for catfish on your phone, you can stay away from me.
What? Like the fish, or just to find out what a catfish is?
No, I'm talking. I'm making a reference to Devin Bush's tweet.
I knew that's where that was going.
I was confused.
I knew exactly where he was going with that the moment he said that.
I did not.
So, yeah, obviously, this was not a topic we were anticipating on talking about today, but Devin Bush, our middle linebacker, decided to make a tweet today saying, if you a grown man and you got TikTok on your phone, stay the bleep from around me. Well. So
Claypool retweeted it and put yikes.
yeah, that is an interesting situation there because I would say the top 2 TikTokers in the NFL are your teammates.
You know he was joking. Don't start that.
But here's the thing.
Don't start.
But
Did you see JJ Watt's tweet? You're gonna need to build your own locker room over there, bro.
JJ Watt is just funny because it's
all the Wall brothers are hilarious to watch on Twitter. They're so funny.
I think when we look at this, we just had the conversation earlier about favorite players leaving different teams, but you don't become. I think if you're a Steeler fan, I think you're obviously a diehard Steeler fan. We hope you are, but I also think
if not, don't say we.
I think we tend to also root for JJ Watt as well, just because of his ties to obviously TJ and Derek, and also, how can you not like JJ Watt?
How can you not?
I don't get it, and
there really is no way you could.
And also,
have you seen their family commercials?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they're so funny.
The Subway commercials, not sponsored by the way. But
not yet.
Pretty soon, hopefully, we'll have the Renegade Roundtable sub. The Renegade sub.
It's just absolute chaos.
It's a disaster on a bun.
Or a tuna sandwich, because that's also not real tuna, and we deal with catfish. Anyways, moving on.
Boom. So this is what we do. We are just a big ol' mess or a disaster. That's what the sub will say. The description, it'll say what it has on it. It's just going to say Renegade dash.
It's going to be this emoji.
Yeah, or this emoji.
One side of the sub's going to be all nice and neat, so it starts all nice and put together, and the end is just going to be like all torn apart.
It's violence. Maybe a ninja star in there. I don't know.
Or maybe just the whole thing's violence, because Stone starts with violence.
Maybe a fish hook in there, too.
I'm sorry I'm like this.
Listen, if you are watching this, send this to your friends, send this to your family, send this to your coworkers, send this to your next door neighbor, send this to your local nurse at your hospital, send this to your doctor, send this to whoever, so we could all enjoy
so they have something
this.
To laugh at.
Yeah, because in times of sometimes needing to laugh, we got you. Renegade Roundtable.
It might not make sense, but it's funny.
We will find a way to make you laugh. We will guarantee you that.
We.
That's just how I should describe this show. We. And not the gaming system either. Even though, did you guys ever have a Wii system growing up?
I had 2 of them.
Why would you need 2 of them?
Well, so I had mine, and then I had my grandparents, but I was the only one who used it, so I just took it like a year into them having it, and I just had 2 of them.
Wow, you stole from your grandparents.
I mean, I had 2 as well.
What? For what?
Because I
all
had
8 of your arms, you octopus?
I had one at my house, and then when I would go to my grandmother's house, I would have one.
What's it like to be spoiled? Can you guys tell me more?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just got lucky there. I just got very lucky.
I hate it here.
Can we talk about what's it like to be a celebrity on Twitter?
I wouldn't know. I back out of this one.
A dark night.
It's exhausting. It's not easy, but I'm just weird on Twitter. I don't know why anybody likes it. I'm just saying things. Like, none of that stuff is like planned. I hope nobody thinks that I've got like a notebook that's like organized. I just say things. Like,
well, you should see my notes that I had for. Well, my notes for for this show was a lot more organized than my notes for JKP, because they are just everywhere and anywhere. Yet again,
I just say stuff. I don't know.
Yet
again, and it applies to this too. I just come on here and say stuff. I don't know.
But going back to the whole Devin Bush thing, and it's what Stone, you said. This is everyone takes everything so far. They take everything to make a headline. We're at a slow point. We're at a slow point in football where you don't really have much drama going on. You don't have. You're just waiting for training camp to start. So anything that you can have happen that can be a headline will become a headline. Although it's like, on one hand, I don't really want to take much into that. But at the same time, unless your teammates truly know that you're joking around.
Why would you think that they wouldn't know, though? What makes you think that they wouldn't know he was joking?
Because there's sometimes people, it depends on also how you grew up and your background. Some people are just like that, where there are some people that truly think that TikTok is the most idiotic app there is, which some of the things that are going on TikTok are absolutely idiotic. I will agree with that. But at the same time, there are some cool things on there. It's not just little kids dancing. There's so much educational stuff going on there too. You can learn a lot of stuff. You can. It's a whole variety.
Let me put my chapstick on before I speak my piece.
Well, in the meantime, we have a comment from Nicholas. He said, "I can't."
The chupacabra. It is real.
See, I don't know what that.
You don't know what the chupacabra is?
No.
No, I got nothing.
So, good thing I'm not the only one here that doesn't know what the hell is going on.
Google it.
I will after this. And I will.
Anyway, so my piece about the whole Devin Bush situation is, I think he meant it as just a joke, playing around because it is slow and because media is ridiculous and they take things and run with it. So maybe he was just making a joke. But even if, you know how you were saying, like, some people might take it serious. If he tweeted that out and you want to take it serious, like, personally, that's things that you need to work on. You know what I mean? Like, not everything is serious. And if you read it that way, I mean, if the shoe fits, then put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why does me taking it personally affect anything that's relevant? You know, like, why do I need to care? One, and two, there's absolutely no way that he's just oblivious to the fact that half of his offensive teammates have TikTok.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who's to say they're not just like shooting the breeze over text and like, hey, what if we did this just to be funny?
That's what I'm saying. What if they thought it was a joke? What if they got in on it and they're like, you know what? Let's mess with them because nothing else is going on and they're going to run with it.
All that really matters is what they think of it. And if they're fine and they're cool, and even that, they don't even need to be cool. They don't even play on the same side of the ball.
The fact of the matter is, it's the same way as how I feel with even a job. You come there to do your work. You come there to make a paycheck or to perform however you need to or whatever. You don't go there to make friends. If you do, that's great, but that's not why you're there. You know?
It's funny too because Chase Claypool actually quoted that. He just said "yikes" with 2 exclamation points. Which, I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna take that as to, oh boy, here's drama in the locker room. I'm not going there. And who knows? He might be playing along with it. At this point, like I said, we're just at a slow point. We're trying to.
I think they're baiting everybody. Personally, that's how I feel. Is it would be bait, or that like they were just cutting up and playing around. I think that people, like, not everything is as negative or mean as people want it to be.
And even too, isn't the whole like being on social media and TikTok and all that, isn't it about getting clicks and drawing attention?
Well,
so if you start something like this and draw more attention to yourself, isn't that not exactly what you're trying to do anyway? So who's to say they're just like have nothing better to do and came up with some stupid idea to let's set off half the fan base of the NFL?
Yeah,
because there were people in the comments. I mean, like you said, JJ retweeted it and was saying you're gonna have to get your own locker room now. I clicked on it because JJ's so funny, and there were people in there like, your brother TJ deserves so much better. This is ridiculous. I'm like, who are you?
Where's he gonna find better? One,
Pittsburgh worships that man. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, we're included.
Especially us as fans. I think we worship. There's a few guys that we worship the most.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even say Juju because there's a lot of people that don't like Juju because of his TikTok nonsense. We all tend to worship Minka and TJ Watt. I think those are the two. We do. Those are the two guys on the Steelers that we worship the most because TJ goes, he's funny off the field, but then on the field he's an absolute monster.
Presence. You know what I mean? He's not only is he a monster, but he's more than that.
Yeah. And then there's Minka where he came in and then literally the first game within the first 5 minutes of that game against San Francisco, already has an interception.
And everybody was mad about that. Everybody, before when we got him, when we picked him up, there were a lot of people that were not happy with that.
I think part of it...
The people angry with that trade all went away after that interception.
So here's my thing about
I haven't heard
when
from him since.
when I found out, I was at work when I found out about that trade. My first thought was, we just got a hell of a player at a very young age. But I was not necessarily completely worried about the first round pick because I knew that's what we would have to give up to get him. But I was just wondering, what chance could there be that might bite us in the ass? Well, obviously it didn't really bite us in the ass because we just got a hell of a player for a first round pick, and then there was obviously other little things that got involved with that, but he was a big part of that defense, of our defense now, where you have TJ Watt, who's a great pass rusher. Your defensive line, you don't have any worries. And then you have Minka, who was he's our do-it-all guy. And I think we were also spoiled for so long when we had Troy Polamalu, where anything that goes deep, you don't have to worry about because Troy Polamalu was just that great of a player. And
I feel like I'm the weird one because I'm always like trusting the process. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously they know more about it than I do. Otherwise, I'd be sitting in, somewhere in the big building in the administration. But I'm just sitting here doing this podcast with you guys. So
when Minka got drafted to Miami in 2018, I believe it was, I remember him being a true freshman starting for Alabama. That is, you have to be an absolute, you have to be a stud to start on defense as a true freshman for Nick Saban.
Yeah.
I forgot I sometimes forget you're an Alabama
fan. Yeah. Nick Saban don't play. So.
Well.
Although I can't openly say Nick Saban is a college football coach. He is not an NFL. Like everyone's always like, oh, well, when he went to the NFL, he wasn't that good. People tend to forget that the NFL and college football are two vastly different things.
I think, one reason why it's very different, if you're a college coach, you can coach a lot different than in the NFL. Because if you're in the NFL and you try to yell at a player, it's kind of hard because in reality, can you really truly yell at someone who makes more money than you,
who
potentially can make more money than you,
300 pounds, makes more money than you?
Yeah, it's where in college football, well, maybe not. Still as of now, but
it's different though. You're trying to make a name for yourself. Well, you're trying to be good enough to be drafted. It's like we talked about with these young offense players, you're hungry, so you want to get out there. When you're in college, you want to be under these good coaches and with these good teams, so you want to learn everything you can.
Right. You're
able
on your shoulder as well.
Yeah.
They're also able to control every last little bit of your life, pretty much, in college, and
maybe not necessarily your money now.
True.
But you starting and situations like that, they can control all of that. It's not like now where people are going to be suspicious if we know you're that good and you're not playing.
Yeah, then there's something going on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's different. It's just different.
Yeah, for me, it's like you said, you can't, and I think this is a bigger deal in basketball because we look at basketball players, I think, as the quote-unquote biggest drama queens, or the quote-unquote, I guess, softest out of the athletes, out of the main four, the big four sports in America, and you tend to see them, they'll throw the most temper tantrums, and you can't yell at them, which is sad because they're grown men. You should be able to handle that, but they apparently can't. But at the same time, can you yell at someone who more than likely makes more money than you as well? And it's just.
I mean, I can yell at whoever I want to yell at. I don't care.
Well, you're a different breed. That's.
I'm probably a borderline psychopath.
And we're live.
I'm just saying, like, the thing is I don't care if you make more money than me, or that doesn't make you better than me. Your quality of a human being. But I see what you're saying. It's like, well, I make more money than you. That doesn't matter if you're being a crybaby, you're being a diva or whatever. It doesn't matter how much money you make. What's your quality at what you're doing right now?
Yeah, it's how are you doing at your craft?
And
how good are
that's
you
what
at
it
your
should
craft?
be.
That's how it should be. But is it that way? Nah.
No.
And I think also, the way sports are nowadays, it's the best that it's ever been, but I also think it's the worst that it's ever been. In terms of talent, it's the best that we've ever seen. In terms of health and how we take care of, or how athletes take care of their bodies, it's at the best that we could ever be. But in terms of the drama, in terms of just the overall, I guess, softness, especially in the NBA, I mostly refer to this in the NBA.
But you see it.
It's at all-time low.
But
you'll see it in all sports. I think you've seen it a lot here recently. Caleb will know this for sure with the whole sticky stuff and the whole everyone some people throwing temper tantrums when they have to get checked.
I was so confused when I was seeing those videos of people taking their pants off. You guys have no idea. I was like, why is everybody taking their pants off?
What is this sport and how? What is going on here?
Baseball has really changed since the last time I watched a game. Like, I don't know, but all right. I don't know.
What's up, Daniel? I see you in the comments. He said W.
The pitchers taking off their pants, I guess.
No.
I don't know.
Well, he was just saying W to us because we're a W.
I'm just messing with him.
Daniel's actually, you know who I was referring to earlier as the guy who had the season tickets for the 0-16 year?
Yeah.
That's him.
Okay.
Oh,
so
sorry, Daniel.
At this point, I am waiting for a 48-37 comment. I am waiting for it.
Violence all the way up.
Because, and that's out of my friend group that I have. When I try to say anything, I just get bombarded with 48-37, 48-37, 48-37. Congratulations, you have a new joke. I know it.
I'm just
called
saying
it. Called it.
With the drama and all that stuff, like you're saying, like, and I think this applies to anything, whether you're an athlete, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a doctor, I don't care what you are. I'm going to treat everybody the same way that they treat me, regardless of how much money you make or how much money you don't make. I don't care. It's about how hard are you trying at what you're doing? How good are you at what you're doing? Are you putting forth the effort? Like stuff like that. Are you treating me with respect? Because I'll treat you with respect. I mean, it shouldn't be that complicated. Everyone's overthinking it, and everyone has this platform that they can speak on. And it's like you're saying, there's so much more drama now because of Twitter and Instagram and everything. Yeah. It's like some of that stuff you don't need to cry about publicly. Like, not to be mean. I know we need to talk about anxiety and all that stuff. We've talked about being more open with that, but just because you didn't get your way, personally, I don't care.
And not every situation needs to be looked under and like this and put into the same box. But yet people seem to put every situation into the same box and treat everything the same way. But there's no context in Devin Bush's tweet. And so there's no context in how much exposure we have in this stuff. So we all jump to conclusions, but we really should be, hold on, let's wait for actual context to come out.
And you can't get a tone from a tweet, realistically. I mean, you know what I mean? He might have been laughing the whole time he was tweeting it. Or he might have been serious, but we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I kind of also just wanted to play the part of doing what everyone else does.
You just like to stir the pot. You like to see me get mean.
Riled up. I like to see Stone choose violence.
Well, you don't have to try to get her to choose violence, though, because violence is her option.
I forgot, violence is the only option. You know what we need to do? We have a shirt idea. We have merch idea for Stone. I just came up with it 3 seconds ago. Whoa.
Oh, God.
You talked about this already. So it's the picture of you fishing with the catfish.
And it just says violence on the hook.
Or, we'll have it say violence on the hook, and then just on the back, it'll just say #psychopath.
I would buy that shirt. That doesn't mean anything.
Even though it would be your own shirt, you would still buy it just because you got to support.
Would anybody laugh at me if I was wearing a picture, like a shirt with a picture of myself on it?
I feel like that would be funny. I would wear it.
I would wear it too. Or I would get it for you guys for Christmas. I would get it for everybody watching the show right now for Christmas. I would buy everyone a shirt with my face on it, choosing violence.
And on that note, we are out of time already. I don't get how time could go so quick. I really don't. But thank you everyone for tuning in. We had a hell of a show. We know we had some technical difficulties earlier with Caleb losing his power. Daniel said send mine to Jeff.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
But
I'm going to make sure to overnight that to Daniel's house.
Oh, boy. But, yeah, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hell of a show. Like I said, we had technical difficulties with Caleb losing power, but it shows that we are also not catfish either. But
we are not catfish.
Be sure to tune in again next week. Make sure to subscribe to us. By this time next week, we better hit 1,000 followers on Twitter. We better be there.
We're trying to give some stuff away. We're trying to give you guys free stuff.
Yeah, we have some big giveaways coming up.
Take the free stuff.
Yeah, we have big giveaways coming up. So be sure to follow us on Twitter at Renegade_table. Be sure to follow the station on Twitter at Rev Radio Live and on Facebook at Revolution Radio Live, where I will be going live in 1 hour. But until then, have a great 4th of July weekend. Stay safe. I like how we both
Nobody
just said that at the same exact time. Yeah, don't try to go to the hospital either. We don't want that. And peace out, everyone. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July.